Hey guys, what's up? This is Ed here, and so I wanted to talk about the last few games for the Warriors, and then I also wanted to talk about, the Lakers and the Nets making some moves. So let's start with the games, right? And obviously, Steph's out, your offense gonna get worse. But what was really disheartening to see is how worse their defense got. And it was like they left shooters wide open. 3-point shooters who are very capable of making them, they left them wide open. And that was really disheartening to see. Against the Kings, De'Aaron Fox got going, right? And then he got open for like the for the elbow shots, going to the rim, and the Warriors just didn't make any adjustment in the second half. I thought they would do that, but they didn't. And then against the Hawks, I think there was like 10 straight possessions where the Hawks just got a score, right? Whether it be free throws, threes, jump shots, layups, you name it, they did it. And the Warriors just didn't have any like response to that. Now, I don't understand why if Draymond was not feeling well, why did he play, right? I don't know why. He was what? He didn't have a shot attempt, right? He had 9 assists, but he didn't really have the profound impact that I thought that he would have. Defensively, it was horrible, both games, and against these Bulls, right? You got Draymond healthy, you got Steph back, right? 80% back. He still feels a little sore in that tailbone, but 80% Steph. If 80% Steph can give you 32 points, then I'll take that any day. Right? There was just a like light in the offense and the defense. Right? Everyone just was a little bit more free flowing. Everyone had what they wanted, and Wiseman had a really good game. Right? 4 blocks and 12 points. This was a pretty big assignment for him guarding Vucevic, and I think this was the first time he made some positive improvement, right? Where he started to apply the stuff that he's learning. He has a 9'1" standing reach. He can use that at times. Now he did commit some silly fouls, but I like what I saw right there. Now speaking of fouls, guess what? The Warriors didn't foul in the first quarter. That was great to see, right? It was more free flowing. I don't want to see games stopped by free throws. I want to see like everyone running up and down, getting dunks, getting layups, getting transition threes. I want to see that. I don't want to see 50 free throw attempts for both teams. I want to see maybe like 10, 15 free throw attempts, and everyone is going to the rim, everyone going for the three. I want to see that. Now, the bench really helped pull this game out. I know that they didn't have necessarily big production off the bench, but everyone played great defense, and Bazemore hit some great shots, and Damian Lee. Jordan Poole, I know he had a tough night from three, but he had 2 great drives to the rim, right? And that is going to be important for the rest of the season. When in doubt, when you don't have anything going, just cut to the rim. You never know where the defense will break, and you never know what you will do to your offense, and that's what he did. Now Draymond, I don't know what the hell that was from the logo, but he made it. Like, you have a higher chance of getting struck by lightning or winning the lottery than making that shot. Now I wish he made that same shot against San Antonio, but I'll take it. Cool shot. Great game from everyone, and move on. Now, about what Draymond said about him being the greatest defender of all time or something like that, I like his confidence, but I think he made himself a clown out of that. Everyone's gonna fire back. Tony Allen, like Kendrick Perkins. And now I know no one takes Kendrick Perkins seriously, but he listed some great defenders out there. But I haven't seen as someone as versatile as Draymond in terms of guarding all 5 positions. I will give him that, but I don't. Is he gonna start Michael? Is he gonna stop Michael Jordan? No. Is he gonna stop Scottie Pippen? I don't think so. Is he gonna stop Kevin Durant? No, right? But I think he needs to tone down a little bit, in terms of calling himself the greatest defender of all time, you could say he's one of the greatest defenders in this generation, right? In this era, he could say that he's one of the greatest, but greatest of all time in terms of defense, too far of a reach. I want to react to the Lakers making the Andre Drummond signing. I think that's great for them. You know, they've kind of had low scoring games, but their defense has kind of, I guess it's been ratcheted up a little bit now. I know against the Magic, the Magic don't have anyone basically, right? They have a lot of these role players who I think will improve, but Magic are looking like a hot mess right now. And Kuzma, I think he's looking a little bit more assertive, right? Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell. What Drummond does to this team is I think he makes them a really much better rebounding team than they are, right? He's not going to have to post up like 23 rebounds unless if he wants to, but he essentially improves their defense too, right? Marc Gasol, he has become quite a defensive liability. Now, I know he's a good passer, but how much does passing do for your game? How much does it do? Now, if you're Draymond and then passing does a lot, but for Gasol, it kind of doesn't do as much. For Drummond, great signing by him. Now, I want to react to the LaMarcus Aldridge signing. And at first I was like, how many big pieces are the Nets going to get? Blake Griffin, LMA, right? But I came to realize that he's not in his prime anymore. Sure, he's good for a few buckets, but he's not in his prime anymore, right? We're treating it as if he's in his prime, but he's not. I think we kind of need to tone down a little bit on that. Do I think Harden is the MVP? I don't think so because he is playing on a very stacked roster. I know he makes them win more games, but he's kind of already on a stacked roster. Who I think should deserve the MVP is Nikola Jokic, right? The triple doubles back it up. His big games back it up, right? Even when he's not having big scoring games, he's a very depth passer, and he will pass the ball a lot, right? That's who I think my MVP is. Second, I think is Damian Lillard, because he's always clutch. Even when he's like having his worst game of his career, he'll still make that big deep three in the fourth quarter. He'll make that big shot right there. That is what he does, and he makes everyone else better, just like Steph. Steph, I don't want to put him in that MVP conversation because of the win percentage that the Warriors have right now, but if you just looked at stats, I could consider him to be number 3 in the MVP or number 4 in the MVP, right behind Dame. But, great season by him, great season by Dame, great season by Harden and Jokic. I am really interested in this year's MVP race. And I guess that is it for today. In these next 3 road games, the Warriors, it's kind of like a must-win situation for them because Sacramento is 1.5 games behind them. They cannot fall to the 11th seed. It is imperative that they win. Sure, if they move up to the 9th or 8th seed, we'll take it, but they cannot fall any lower. Please, Warriors, just win these next few games. Oh wait, I haven't reacted to the trades. So the Warriors traded Brad Wanamaker essentially for nothing, and I was kind of mildly happy about that. Because he's essentially liability, right? He thinks he's kind of like a Russell Westbrook, but he's very short. He's not athletic. Sure, he's a smart point guard, but when the smartest ever contribute to points, really? I know it does, but how much of an effect does it have in terms of scoring, in terms of improving your offense, in terms of improving your defense? I know coaches loved him. I know he's a pretty good defender. But at the end of the day, this is a scoring league, and you cannot afford to go cold. Now, as for the Marquise Chris, you essentially traded him for nothing, right? You traded him for some overseas player. I am extremely disappointed in that. I really enjoyed seeing him play last year in that 2019-20 season. And he was kind of a big pleasure to see, right? His alley oops, his defense, it was all there. I was really hoping for him to recover and come back this season. But now I guess he's gonna have to play in that Spurs system, right? I think that that would be like a good place where he can also grow right there, right? The light, the shine is not on him as much. He can just grow. He can play his natural position. I guess that is fine. What made me realize about this losing streak is that these were the Warrior lineups that were played out there. They were basically the 2019-20 Warriors, the 15-50 Warriors, except you insert Kelly Oubre and Andrew, right? Those were the Warriors right there, and that's why that is one of the reasons why they didn't win. All right. If you like this video, go ahead and like it, share it with others, share my videos with others. Subscribe to my channel, comment down your views about this, and turn your notifications bell on. Until then, I see you next time.